Organ donation. Why should you become an organ donor? A graphic from Gift of Life, Michigan shows that only one donor can give up to 8 life-saving organs and can save more than 75 lives through organ donation. The Better Health Channel describes organ donation as a medical process that saves and transforms lives. Organs are retrieved from a donor and transplanted into someone who is very sick on the national waiting list. I have had several friends and family members who have received organ transplants. While becoming a donor is a big decision to make, knowing the impact you can have on families and communities makes it worthwhile. Upon doing further research, I found that the need for organ donors is far greater than the number of people who actually donate. Health Resources and Services Administration, or HRSA, and a number of other organizations provide reliable information on organ donation and transplantation. Today, I'll explain the definition and purpose of organ donation, the importance of organ donation, and how to become a registered organ donor. Organ donation and transplantation is a process used in modern medicine to save lives. Cleveland Clinic defines donation and transplantation as a process of surgically removing an organ or tissue from one person, the donor, and placing it into another person, the recipient. Transplantation is necessary because the recipient's organ has failed or been damaged by disease or injury. While that is just a simple definition, donation is anything but simple. In fact, Donate Life America says there are 4 types of donation. The first is living donation, which occurs when a living person chooses to donate a kidney or part of their liver to a transplant candidate. The second is deceased donation. Deceased donation is the process of giving an organ or part of an organ at the time of the donor's death for the purpose of transplantation to another person. Vascularized composite allografts, or VCA, is a transplantation of multiple structures that may include skin, bone, muscles, blood vessels, nerves, or connective tissue. The last is pediatric donation. Pediatric donation differs slightly from other organ donations. As organ size is critical to a successful transplant, children often respond better to child-sized organs. There are also significant differences in donation and transplantation based on the organ or tissue being donated. Although an extensive list with all possible donations exists, some of the most common are heart, lung, kidney, tissue, liver, and intestines. Now that we've discussed background information on organ donation, I will tell you why organ donation is so important. A common question asked when discussing organ donation is who will receive the donated organs. Cleveland Clinic says that becoming an organ recipient is a lengthy process that can be broken down into many steps. If you need a transplant, you'll have to get on the national waiting list. In order to get on the waiting list, you'll have to visit a transplant hospital. The transplant hospital doctors will examine you and determine if you are a good transplant candidate. If they decide that you are a good transplant candidate, you will be placed onto the waiting list. Next, you wait. There's no way to know how long you'll be on the waiting list for a donor organ. Your name will be added to a pool of names, and when an organ becomes available, all patients in the pool will be assessed to determine compatibility. So why is being an organ donor so important? The American Transplant Foundation shares some statistics on the overwhelming need for donors today. Almost 114,000 people in the United States are on the national transplant waiting list for a life-saving organ transplant. Another name is added to the waiting list every 10 minutes. On average, 20 people die every day from lack of available organs for transplant. However, as I mentioned earlier, only one donor can donate up to 8 life-saving organs and can save more than 75 lives through tissue donation. Now that you know why becoming a donor is so important, I will share with you how to become a registered donor. According to HRSA, when you sign up to be an organ donor in your state, you're authorizing the donation of your organs if you die in circumstances that make donation possible. Generally, that means in a hospital on artificial support. One major concern among many people is that you won't receive the best medical attention possible if you sign up to be an organ donor, but this is false. The medical team trying to save your life is different than the transplant team. Every effort is made to save your life before donation even becomes a possibility. Another common misconception is that being a donor will cause your body to become disfigured when your organs are removed. Donation does not interfere with having an open casket service. Surgical techniques are used to remove organs and tissues, and all incisions are closed. Many people fear they are ineligible to donate based on their age or medical conditions. HRSA says there are no age limitations on who can donate. Newborns as well as senior citizens have been organ donors. Whether or not you can donate is based on your physical condition and the condition of your organs, not age. They also claim that even with an illness, you still may be able to donate your organs or tissues. The transplant team will determine what can be donated at the time of your death through clinical evaluation, medical history, and other factors. Even if there's only one organ or tissue that can be donated, that's still one life being saved or improved. I urge you all to become organ donors if you aren't already using one of the following steps. The first and easiest way is to Google sign up to be an organ donor. An HRSA website will pop up that should allow you to sign up. It should look similar to this one. You can also sign up when you visit your state motor vehicle office. Today, I explain the definition and purpose of organ donation, the importance of organ donation, and how you can register to be an organ donor. Organ donation and transplantation is a process used in medicine to save lives. Many misconceptions about donation have caused viable candidates to steer away from registering as donors. However, messages like mine have the chance to make people reconsider and build a larger donor base than ever before. I urge all of you to consider becoming organ donors. With new knowledge regarding organ donation, you can make an informed choice about the best course of action for you.